Okay. This is not an official episode. There will be no progress in this episode. We're just gonna kill everyone in this tower until they stop coming back. Forever. We have one mission. It's the eradication of the Elon Knights. Ah! I suppose while we do this, do you have any questions about Dark Souls? Why are there demons? So, in this case, like the Smelter Demon and whatnot, that's hard to say. But the original demons were a creation of the Witch of Izalith. So, after the original Lord Souls were found, so the Witch of Izalith had the soul of life. And she's something of a magical experimenter, I guess. So the timeline for this is hard to piece together, right? So sometime around the end of the Dragon War, probably, when they've pretty much killed all of the ancient eternal dragons. Fuck yeah. Die angry, Elon Knight. Oh, well, now you're just down there. What are you gonna do? Anyway, the Witch of Izalith and... No, we're just gonna go back and rest at the bonfire. I'm not fucking around. I'm doing this clean. The Witch of Izalith was messing around with souls generally, it looks like, and maybe in an attempt to deal with the fact that the first flame was dying, also maybe just out of ambition and power, she created something which would be known as the Chaos Flame, using her own soul as a catalyst, and likely humanity. So humanity comes from the Dark Soul, the fourth soul that was found. And it's interesting in its properties. But the reason that that's probably a thing is you can get like Chaos Flame weapons, and you can get Chaos Flame pyromancies. Yeah, these guys are dead. But you're also dead. Fuck yeah. And they always scale with your humanity. So the more humanity you have on you... Oh, Dark Spirit Forlorn. I don't want to... Dark Spirit. The more humanity you have on you, the more powerful your Chaos Pyromancy is. Oh, come on. Oh, this is unfortunate. Good question. I don't know. Hold on. Let me handle this. And then we'll go back to our discussion on demons. No, I'm not dealing with y'all. This is a game of... Oh, can't use bonfire. Anyway, so she creates the Chaos Flame, probably by merging the Life Soul and humanity, and maybe using pyromancy, which is a form of magic she developed, you might say. Pyromancy comes out of Izalith. Anyway, the thing, it worked, technically. It did create a flame, but part of that was the creation of demons. So the first demon was actually her son. Likely she was pregnant with him when she created the first flame, and he got affected by that. So you see him in Dark Souls 1. He's a giant thing who spews lava. Okay, well, if you don't want to fight me, your friend will fight me. Now, it seemed to take her a while to stabilize the flame, but she did, sort of. But out of this comes demons, which are this combination of life and fire. And they're really their own thing. They're going about their own business. Like, they have a whole, like, demon civilization that they built, and they're around long enough to make, you know, like, treaties, basically, with Gwyn and on Orlando, and there's eventually a war with the demons. Yeah, long ago. And... God, there's so many of y'all. Yeah, Gwyn goes to war with the demons, ineffectually, though. Fucking right. He does not, like, destroy them or the Chaos Flame. They go about the business of being demons and making demons, and, eventually the Chaos Flame itself begins to die out, but that's not for a while. Yeah, but we're just gonna keep doing this until they're all dead. Yep, 100%. We're just gonna kill people until people stop showing up, and we stop losing all of these souls. And then we'll go fight the Smelter Demon, I guess. Who, I don't know if he's an actual demon or if that's just a name for him. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with this place that, a little bit separate, but anyway, yeah, so the demons are basically a separate form of life, created through an experiment by the Witch of Izalith. She herself became a demon. We do. You fight, well, probably. So the final thing at the base of Izalith, when you finally get there, is this monster called the Bed of Chaos, which is probably the remains of the Witch of Izalith and two of her daughters. Probably. It's not technically proven. I want to make sure nobody else shows up. But it's our best bet that, yeah, she... For a lot of interesting, like, artistic reasons, let's say. Like, if you kind of know some of the influences Miyazaki had making Dark Souls. An interpretation of what demons are has to do with sort of melding life and fire to emotion, sort of allowing the two things to exist together in a being. So likely the Witch of Izalith was just the Witch of Izalith. Just. It was a being of a normative power. But was herself until a betrayal of sorts, probably by her husband, left her emotionally distraught, and she just went all in on the demonhood thing. But yeah, that's where they come from. Their creations of the Chaos Flame. What else? Probably to begin the Age of Fire. So we don't know a lot about the Age of Ancients, which is the first age we're at least made aware of. We know that it was a gray age full of fog. We know that it was populated by arch trees. Good question. They made up the base of the world. We know that. And there's reason to believe that it's their bark that makes up titanite. And if you remember, I know you didn't watch a lot of the Dark Souls 1 stuff, but when I was in a place called Ash Lake and a few other places, I could see these giant trees in a mist, stretching way up high. Anyway, that's actually the lowest point in the world where we're at, and so probably... Yeah, Ash Lake is as low as you can go. And it looks like way lower than Blighttown. Below Blighttown is Quelaag's Domain, and below Quelaag's Domain is Izalith, and somewhere below Izalith is Ash Lake. Yeah, so basically everything that you're doing up top, everything that you're in is sitting on the branches of these trees down low, and those are probably arch trees. It's not stated, but almost certainly. Yeah, and so the first beings, apparently, were these eternal dragons, and what exactly that means is hard to interpret, because the concept of things like time shows up with the first flame. So when the first flame arises, which is where all these souls are found, it's stated that that's when disparity arose, right? And so change becomes possible at that point. So these 4 souls are found, but there's still all these ancient eternal dragons going around. God damn it. I don't like fighting on this bridge. I didn't know y'all were still around. Sorry. And so part of establishing domains, I guess, for lords seems to have been... Oh, there's so many of y'all. Apologies. Seems to have been taking the domain, maybe, from these eternal dragons. The war didn't go well. Like, this is a thing that seems to have taken a very long time. So, you know, Gwyn sets up his thing, Isla sets up her thing, Nito, Lord of the Dead, he becomes whatever it is he becomes. And the furtive pygmy spreads the dark soul, creates humanity, a few other things. Why they were fighting the dragons, though, it's not really specified. It's just stated that in defeating the dragons, they ushered in the Age of Fire. So it's a transition in time periods of some sort. Just head back. I don't want to go fight those captains yet. So yeah, and they actually had a lot of trouble with that. The dragons weren't really killable. No. The only way they figured out how to really defeat them was because one of their own, Thief the Scaleless, betrayed them and explained to Gwyn the secrets of their immortality, which had to do with their scales. And once they knew that, they had an angle on it and went to war and just basically exterminated them. You never actually meet a real ancient dragon. You can meet some of their descendants and maybe some like warped versions of them. That's the other thing, is like before they were probably somehow unchanging, whatever that means. And so when disparity comes to the world, it also affects the dragons in some way. And so, like, for example, remember that weird tooth dragon? From Software and Miyazaki specifically do this thing called Design Works, where they'll just, people can ask them questions about the design of the game, fundamentally, their ideas. And in one of those, he states something to the effect that the gaping dragon, the weird tooth dragon, was an ancient dragon that had been corrupted by want. The dragons were created by a time where there wasn't disparity, where there wasn't change or difference. But after it kicks off, these sorts of things seem to be able to affect them. So that dragon, its very nature was corrupted by the idea of hunger, fundamentally, of wanting something. Likely that's why Seath was born without scales. You know, you never hear about a dragon with that wasn't eternal before then. Now maybe they were and they just don't come up, but the reason Seath betrayed them is because he lacked the scales, which gave them their eternal immortality. I think he hoped that by fighting them he would gain access to it in some way. Didn't work out for him in the end, but what else? Alright, dude. Thanks. Can everybody just do that? Everybody would just jump into the flames. I greatly appreciate it. What do you mean, what am I doing with them? Oh, so we got... weapon. Correct. So character direction. I wanted to build an Artorias-like character, and that's going to mean a bunch of stuff, which makes our character almost impossible to build. This is not an efficient, good Dark Souls build that I'm making here. But basically, I want him dual-wielding greatswords. And two greatswords. Yeah, and so we're gonna. We can. Well, no, we can efficiently wield one greatsword right now. It's gonna depend on the greatsword. They all have different stats. But, like, we can one-hand greatswords, at least most of them. We can't one-hand ultra greatswords. So, fun fact, the sword called greatsword is actually an ultra greatsword. It's very annoying, but, yeah. So, but, let me see. So, this is a greatsword. And see, 20 strength, 11 dex, we can wield that. Oh yeah, so it's the kind of sword it is a bastard sword. But if you look to the right, its category is greatsword. So like, this is a dagger. This is a straight sword, which is what we've been using. Yes, this one. But yeah, so we're gonna have him dual wielding great swords, and I want the left-handed sword to be all about dark damage, and then the right-handed sword to be all about fire damage. But to do that, this spell that we've got requires certain stats, and just the last sword we're gonna get, the one that's in Broom Tower, which we're not going to get for a while. We're going to get our right hand forever sword soonish. Our left hand forever sword is going to come much later. But that one requires 25 just to wield. 25 strength, 25 dex, 20 intelligence, and 20 faith. Just to hold. And then, if you want to dual wield and power stance, which is what we do want to do, you have to have 1.5 times the dex and strength requirements.
That's why you were saying last night
that I fucked up my level math.
Yeah.
So yeah, 25 isn't enough. We're actually going to need 38 strength and 38 dex to dual wield and power stance, because they all have it lets you use the moveset of your left-handed weapon, and you'll see why I want that when we get that sword. But anyway, that's where all that comes from. It's just trying to wield that sword and cast spells and do all the things that I want the character to do, because this is a roleplay character as opposed to like a...
How do you need bloodstains?
You die. Oh, we don't leave our own bloodstains.
If we're dying this area.
Probably. Though I might just be particularly bad. That's a distinct possibility. What do you think, Lobo? You gonna take the warm spot? Is that your game plan? Plus side, I think most of these guys are about through their last life. Ah, great bows. She would come down. Someone died. What's in this box? I can always use Twinkling Titan. We had poison arrows. We're poisoning all these captains. We have to find. I think the only dude who sells them is that that dwarf guy. What's his name? It's not Grim. Is it? Anyway, wheel and deal guy. He's also the guy I need to sell this freaking armor to one of these days. What are all the buffs we got? Up souls, up endurance, up attack. I don't know what that other one is. I think one of those is from our Ring of the Evil Eye or Cat's Eye. wait. No! Always a lot of love. I use it on my chicken. Yeah. Okay, duly noted. Those are explosive. Chase me. Oh. Is entirely unconcerned. Try to shoot me with that great bow, though. Chase me down. Whatever. The good news is most of the knights are now permadead. Yeah, that's shitty. That whole section is just a nightmare, but what are you gonna do? At least if it's just the bow users, I have a shot. Because I can rush the one, and then just like shield and roll my way to the other guy. And once his two friends who jump down are dead, it's not so bad. Like, that's the problem, was like jumping in, attacking that one dude and killing him, bum rushing the other archer. Like, it was tough. And I was going to take a lot of damage doing it. There was no, like, clean way to get it done, per se. But still, like, it was doable. But it was the fact that that other archer also had two guys who I needed to fight. Okay. That's not how I expected that to go. That's what happens when you get shot with a bow. Now you chase me. Which one were you? You the one on the right or the one on the left? It's a pretty cool katana you got, I gotta admit. since most people are dead now, we're starting to expand into killing these jabronis. Alright. Is there anything else you'd like to know about the world? The character, the mechanics? Okay. What about you, Bobo? I do like this place, though. As frustrating as it is fighting those jabronis. I like these cool iron doors with their wild carvings. The interesting Norse architecture. I like the fact that the whole thing's made of metal. The Iron King was a very extra man. Funny enough, that is actually part of his character. He was very much about pride, image, and supremacy. So, like, these cool statue people. Contained by chains held together with swords. 3 hits for the little one. So those guys who were holding the bows at the other ends with the crazy pauldrons. Yeah, those ones up there and there are a different kind of enemy. So they have a bit more health. Lightning swords and great bows. But yeah, the normal knights, the normal Elan knights take 3 hits. And they usually stagger on the second one. Not always, though. I'm not good at controlling my distance. Oh, did you get the recipes together you wanted? Yeah! Pretty quickly after that. So, unless there's
All of it, or just
one at a time. They'll do a simulcast. So generally speaking, unless there's something very unusual going on, they'll air in Japan on whatever, like Friday, let's say, and then we'll get them in the U.S. 24 hours later. Yeah! Very excited. I should probably catch up on the My Hero manga soon. And let it sit for... It feels like a long time. I think I've let it sit for like a month. It's a lot of time. I'm really curious where they go with it. Yeah, there's so much that just went down in the last arc that was fascinating. We had a major character death. We had crazy ass villain stuff. We have way more reveals about One for All. Hi-oh. Sometimes you chase me and... other times you don't. We're gonna have so many souls. Ever tell you about an anime called The Promised Neverland? It's really good. Anime manga. Really, really good. Everyone loves the manga, and everybody loves the first season of the anime. There's a lot of controversy around it right now, because I guess in the anime, they basically have entirely diverged, is what it looks like. Like, they did the first set of things, the first arc, let's say, pretty much exactly. And then diverged the timeline radically just went off in their own direction. And from what I understand, it's what the manga studio actually requested that they do, which is interesting. But they ended up skipping like a whole arc of information, characters, and all kinds of stuff that just won't show up now. Entirely moved past it, and the community is in an uproar. Oh, no! Oh, a bow from a distance. Dang it, bow. I think all of these souls are gonna go to... Strength and health. I thought you were gone. He's sad. We don't know that. Maybe he's remembering a lost toy. Yeah. Or he's thinking of a good smell that he found ages ago and wondering if he'll ever see it again. Just for fun. Maybe someone will need us. I never use soapstones, so I'm not entirely sure how the rules work. Bye. Oh, well. You survived the first fall. Only to fall again. You poor guy. smug. Give me your goofy armor. I don't even know if it's available, but I want it. I want to wear the skins of my enemies. We've almost done it. We almost exterminated the Alon Knights. Have I talked with you at all about hollowing? Like what it means in the game? Because it's like, it's the inevitable fate of the undead that you'll slowly go hollowing, and it's known that your soul, humanity, something is seeping out of you. That's what's causing it. But if you kind of pay attention to when certain people hollow and when they don't, there seems to be more to it. And one of them seems to be like a lost... You kind of just lose the will to exist rather than anything happening to you. So some people persist for a really long time without hollowing, no matter how many times they like die or whatnot. But when they sort of lose purpose, they'll hollow. They just kind of give up. So a good example is in the first game. Do you remember Sigmar, the Onion Knight? Sigmar's a adventurer. And one of the things that seems to be like maybe key to his self-concept is this idea that, you know, no matter how difficult it is, it's something he can push through, let's say. And so throughout the game, you'll find circumstances where he's having trouble figuring out a puzzle, or gets himself in a little over his head, and you rescue him. And it feels very good, but like you are also slowly eroding his sense of self. And depending on how you play it, he'll eventually hollow out, because he loses faith in himself, and that was the thing that was maintaining his identity. What was just that idea that, like, you know, the world is tough and dangerous and full of adversity, but like I can always find a way through. And so the fact that you have to keep rescuing him makes him question it. And then eventually he becomes a hollow zombie, and it's very tragic. Anyway, I like to think in Dark Souls 2 that the reason these guys stop showing up is because I just kill them so many times that they lose the will to exist anymore. What is happening? Oh, I got summoned in! Nice. I will help you, friend. Well, somebody from somewhere. So he wants to... I put down a summon sign. And so he wants me to help him with Smelter Demon, probably. I don't know. It's up to him.
Big ball.
Rah! I can see the sea! Oh no, I died. Good luck, Einhard. I wish you all the best. The smelter demon is rough. That is why we left our summon sign there, though. So that hopefully we could be of help. Turns out we weren't of great help. Still there, though. Oh man, I didn't even put dark on my blade. I'm a dummy. Such a new thing, I keep forgetting it. Make one more pass. Because I think we've basically destroyed all of the little knights. Once they're gone, I think we're basically good. Hey, what do you know? Destructive great arrow. Is that what you're using? Well. Dope. This is me, right? Oh, it's Lucatiel. Whatever. We're gonna go spend these souls. We killed all the little knights. All the little knights lost the will to live. We've got some captains still floating around, but they're manageable. The bridge is down. I feel comfortable. But
So does Bobo.
yeah, he's sleeping in approval.
Touching Bobo's parents.
He's giving his doggy nap of acceptance.
Oh, he has a helmet just like us.
He's also using that one lance that I was showing you. We never ended up using because at the end of the day, it wasn't what we needed, I guess. Yeah, you look bored? I feel bored. Killed the same dudes until they just gave up.
Seek so, seek the king, lest this land.
But it's better than being angry. Okay, so 2 in strength, 2 in there, 1 in there. That seems reasonable. Still need to pump 2 in here at some point, but not for a while. I think we'll just leave vitality where it's at. For a bit, probably. Yeah, we'll probably just focus on life, strength, and dex for a while, because those things are going to help us in the immediate future. Right? It's a good stance. I can hear the sea. Well, we pretty much killed everybody who lives in the castle who wasn't an officer. And don't worry, they'll get theirs. But now at least I can pass through that zone without getting perma-murdered. And that's exciting. So next episode we'll make actual progress. And not just murder everyone in a room. Fuck you, Poseidon. Alright. Oh.